Good evening and welcome to the City Council meeting for the City of Lenoir for Tuesday, February the 1st, 2022. Thank you for being with us tonight. Mainly here, we have our council here in the room and some press and some others. Let's go ahead before we get started with our moment of silence and our Pledge of Allegiance and do our roll call, if we can, please. And I'll start with Mr. Presswood.
Ralph Prestwood here.
Todd Purdue.
Chrissy Thomas.
Joe Gibbons.
David Stevens.
Mike Perkins.
Jonathan Beal.
TJ Rohr, City Attorney.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Shirley Cannon.
City Clerk Shirley Cannon, thank you. Joshua Harris, our Communications Director, is here. All right, we'll go down with our department heads, so please, that are on Zoom with us tonight. Start with Donna Bean, Finance Director. Okay. Fire Chief Ken Hare.
Here.
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
here.
Thank you. Economic Development Director, Main Street, Kaylin Horn.
Keith Harris.
I'm here.
Thank you. Police Chief, Brent Phelps.
I'm here.
Thank you, sir. Maria Swanson, our Parks and Recreation tonight.
I'm here.
Thank you, Maria. Public Utilities Director, Radford Thomas.
Here.
Thank you. Planning Director, Jenny Wheelock.
I'm here.
Thank you. And our Public Works Director, Jerry Wright.
I'm here.
Thank you. And with us tonight on the news topic is Katie Davis and Candace Simmons. We welcome Candace with the Caldwell Free Press, who are both with us tonight. Thank you for both being out. Anyone else that I left out off the Zoom? Okay, thank you. All right, as we go to our time of moment of silence and our Pledge of Allegiance, please keep our continued prayers for our healthcare workers and all those involved as we continue to battle COVID-19. Hopefully, from the things we're hearing, that by early February we were going to reach some peak time and then it was going to start moving the other way. Let's pray that that happens and we'll move in that direction. That's at least what we're hearing. Have not gotten the numbers today of where we are, but let's pray that those numbers are continuing to go down, and pray for all our workers to have some time of rest when they can get it, because I know it's been a very tough time. And also, please keep in mind in your thoughts and prayers, Commissioner Mike LaBrose's son-in-law, Brian Quick, has been in the hospital for many, many weeks, really struggling, but thank goodness. And by the grace of God, is making some turn, and it looks to be doing much better, and possibly could even consider having him come home here in the next few weeks, or at least in a week, they are saying now. We hope it is, but it's been really tough on the family, and we've kept them in our thoughts and prayers. So continue praying for Commissioner LaBrose and his family as his son-in-law continues to recover, we hope. So now, if you will, let's join us for our moment of silence and remain standing for our pledge. Thank you. We salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We do not have matters scheduled for our public hearing this evening, so we will move to our consent agenda items, consisting of item A are minutes of the City Council meeting of Tuesday, January 18th, as submitted. Item B are minutes of the closed session minutes of the City Council meeting of also Tuesday, January 18th, 2022. These have been reviewed by the City Attorney, the City Council, and the City Manager. Item C is a lease extension. This is with Bernhardt Transportation, LLC. This would be an approval of an authorizing resolution lease of city property for a term of 1 year to the Bernhardt Transportation LLC as submitted. Item D is a budget amendment. Well, would be for a amendment to amend the fiscal year budget ending June 20th, 2022 in the amount of $692,200 in order to transfer American Rescue Plan, those ARP funds, from liability to revenue in order to allocate funding for the ARP premium pay as submitted. And item E is an amendment to the American Recovery Plan Capital Project Budget Ordinance. This would be approval to amend the Capital Project Budget Ordinance for the American Recovery Plan Capital Project as submitted. So are items A through E, and I will open it for any discussion for the council.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve consent agenda items A through E as presented.
We have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Thomas that we approve the consent agenda items A through E as presented. No other question. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Carries unanimously. And everyone is here, so we don't need to vote on Zoom. All right, we'll now move on to our agenda to any requests and petitions of any of our citizens. If there's anyone who would like to address the council tonight, this is a time to do so. Well, somebody's calling me. We'll see who that is.
Somebody will say something. Maybe they had something to say.
They had something to say. Need to cut that off. All right, seeing no one, we thank you. We'll move on. We do not have any reports of our boards and commissions this evening, so we'll move to the report and recommendations of our city manager, Mr. Hildebrand.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Tonight, a couple items for information. The Caldwell County Economic Development Commission will meet on Tuesday, February 8th at 8 a.m. I'm not sure if that'll be an in-person meeting or in Zoom. We'll find that out in the next day or two. Lenoir Business Advisory Board will meet on Thursday, February 10th at 6 p.m. That will be probably a Zoom meeting. The LTDA will meet the same day at 4 p.m., and that, I think, is going to be a Zoom meeting as well. The City Council will hold their annual strategic planning retreat on Friday, February 11th. It says from 8 a.m., but may start at 8 and go to around 4 at the community room of Blue Ridge Energies, and that's located at 100 Cooperative Way. The City County Service Committee will meet on Monday, February 14th at noon, and that may be possibly a Zoom meeting as well. Any questions on any of those items?
No.
Tonight, there's one item for your action is selection of an auditor and consideration of a FY 2021-2022 audit contract with C. Randolph CPA PLLC. Eric Bowman, our longtime city auditor, has decided to quit doing governmental accounting, at least auditing portion of that. And as such, he let us know. And so Donna Bean, our finance director, went back and submitted requests for proposals and contacted 7 different firms. 2 responded. The lowest responsive firm was C. Randolph CPA. They do auditing for Watauga County, the town of Hudson, years ago Newton. They do a variety of folks at the High Country. I know they do stuff for the community college. They also do, I think, hospice of Caldwell County. So we're comfortable with that firm. I think Ms. Bean has met with them as well. They had, the most responsive bid at $14,000. Eric Bowman will continue to do the non-attest services. That's $34,000 in your packet as well. I'll take questions, or Donna Bean's on the call as well to answer questions. But sad to see Eric go, but I understand the qualifications and requirements to go back and continue doing governmental auditing is very strenuous and tiring, and sometimes, to me, maybe boring. But
Come now.
Any truth to that, Mr. Stevens?
I do have a question. I mean, so 34 is what we've been paying Eric, I believe. Is that?
it's around 40 plus.
Okay. So now we're paying an additional 14,000. Is this a 1-year situation for a transition with Eric leaving and sharing
Eric
records?
will slowly probably drop away from the non-attest services, and this auditor will pick that up. She's spoken to Mr. Bowman, and that's why kind of what you have here today. The other firm that bid on this, I think, was planning to take it all over, still use Eric, but also pick up some of the workers, and that's why their bid was much, much higher.
Okay.
So,
I guess what I'm saying is we should prepare next year to have a similar amount, but it would most likely be with one firm. Is that what we're thinking?
yes, that's the
Okay.
transition year. And also, I think it has a build in year 2, I think it's a 3% increase in the contract.
Okay,
Todd, a lot of CPAs are getting out of that business. It requires them to have peer review every 3 years in their firm to enable them to take on such auditing work. Attest services is what we call it. And so we're seeing a lot of CPA firms that have done this for years and years offer their services, non-attest services to the customers, such as what Eric is doing here, this $34,000 to prepare and help us with the year end, which then will go to a firm such as the one we're selecting tonight to do the auditing.
okay,
So
Well,
it's,
that-
it's just the way it's happening.
okay. That clears it up for me. Thank you.
Okay? You heard
And
the
I
recommendation.
will move that, this is actually gonna be less than we paid last year altogether, Eric, for him just to do it. So it's not really cost us, more money with having two firms do it versus Eric doing all of it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Donna.
Donna, do you recall what the total was right offhand for the 21 year? She got mad, went home. Oh, she is home.
She's on mute, though.
Okay.
She might have heard the question.
Well, we can bring that up at the budget meeting.
We can.
Did you repeat that for?
You're breaking up.
Yeah, we're kind of getting loose a little bit.
Sound like
Could you
happy.
repeat the question for me?
Did you repeat?
Yes, Donna, this is David. What was the total for the contract for just Eric Bowman for the fiscal year ended June 30, 21?
I can't remember exactly, but it was maybe like, it was almost the same amount as what we're going to wind up paying here. I want to say it was like 55 or 56, and then we're going to be, it's going to be, it's just a little bit different. So I'm trying to think how much it was, but, and I can give it to you exactly as a true retreat, but I know on one.
You got bad connection.
That's okay. Thank you, Donna. It's
Thank you.
similar.
We'll get the final figures on all that, but it sounds like it's very, very close. Any other questions on that?
Thank you.
I'm not sure. It was just a little bit less, probably less than $1,000 less
Okay,
this year versus last year.
thank you.
Thank you, Donna.
So you looking for an motion?
Yes.
And I give you that entire amount for three.
All right, Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the selection of auditor and the transition for Eric Bowman.
Okay. We have a motion from Councilmember Presswood that we approve the consideration and selection of the auditor and the consideration for FY 21-22 with Randolph CPA and continuing with Eric Bowman as he has been doing according to what it says here on the final deal. Any other questions or discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much. That carries unanimously. Okay, we'll move on to the report and recommendations of our city attorney, Mr. Rohr.
Nothing to report, thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll move to the report and recommendations of the mayor's office, and we do have a couple of board reappointments tonight. These are council members who, for the Caldwell Railroad Commission, the recommendation is to reappoint council members Todd Perdue and David Stevens to serve a 2-year term on the Caldwell Railroad Commission. Both council members Perdue and Stevens have been serving on that board for several years. That kind of went through a time where there wasn't much going on with it. And Councilmember Stevens serves as the chair of the board. So according to the bylaws of the Railroad Commission, the city of Lenoir shall appoint 2 representatives to represent the city of Lenoir on the corporation's board of directors. So that is the recommendation to you tonight, that Councilmember Perdue and Stevens be appointed again to serve 2 years on that commission.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the appointment of Councilman Perdue and Stevens on the Caldwell Railroad Commission.
Okay? Motion from Councilmember Perkins that we approve Councilmembers Purdue and Stevens to serve two-year term on the Railroad Commission. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Shall we vote for ourselves? TJ, is that necessary?
Got enough.
I think it's okay to vote for yourself.
Yeah, well, I
If
mean,
you're, if
we
you
have
think you're the
we
best
have a-
person for the job.
Sure, I mean, that's fine, yes. So my vote will reflect as as an aye.
And myself.
Okay, both is ayes. Thank you. All right, thank you for agreeing to
Be a
continue
little weird
serving.
if it
That's
was a nay.
obviously all opposed? Oh, okay, it carries, thank you. We appreciate that you guys are willing to serve on that. I
And we've
know
got some activity.
Yeah, you have.
We
It's,
do.
That's good.
We
It's
do.
actually picked back up and things are moving again, and there's gonna be some more discussion, I think, coming forward to it. Out of our legislature is talking with some things with Representative Adams and Hickory. I think there's several things going on, so keep us abreast of what's happening, but thank you for that. Also, I would like to announce a announcement of a board of recommendation for our LBAB board. I would like to recommend, and of course, this would be at the February 15th meeting, but tonight I would like to bring to your attention Tyler Reese, the district manager of Blue Ridge Energies, to consider being served on, to serve a 4-year term on the LBAB board. I have had a meeting with him when I received his application and everything, and he seems really excited about wanting to serve, so I hope that this will work out. Anyway, I present that to you for your consideration. It will come back up at our February 15th meeting for your approval. We hope that everything works out. So just want to make that to you tonight. Okay, we'll move on then to report and recommendations. First, for any council members. First go to, is there any council member has anything they'd like to bring up tonight before we?
May just mention that we are in the mix of Black History Month, and there's quite a few events that are starting.
Good.
And thank you to the city. I actually saw some postings about some Black history that came out, and it's good to repost that to get the word out. But I know some of us are involved in some short video clips that are going to be connected out to the schools, so the school system and the kids are getting good information or updates about Black history, some fun facts. So we're just kicking off Black History Month, and it's going to be a lot of great things going on in the community.
Good. So great to hear. Glad that they're doing the video, and I know Josh was working on
Yep.
some
Good
history.
stuff.
Those in our community who have served in the past, who are great pioneers in our community, and a lot of good things will be coming from that. And I know that Black History Month, we can't quite do what we've been doing, being able to meet and do some events at the, either at the MLK or at other facilities, but we'll have to do it the best we can under the situation we're under. But glad that things are moving forward with that, and thanks for that report. Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, I failed to mention this. I want you to keep Detective Sergeant Zach Poitras in your thoughts and prayers. He lost his mother and father in the past week.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's been tough, but just keep him in your thoughts.
Thank you for that, and we'll certainly pass that on to Officer Poitras and his family. Wow, it's tough to hear on that.
One other thing.
Yes, sir.
I was interested in getting the email regarding the golden ticket with the police, the fire department personnel who helped out in the other departments. That was great during this time of COVID, and we're down with some of our staff. That was very helpful that they agreed to do that. I wish I could remember all the names, but I can't.
Right. It was a good post. and
Really
Joshua, again,
was.
thank you for getting that information out.
Great group.
Yeah, it was a great group, yeah.
One just one or two, I mean.
Yeah, that's good. Had a conversation with both Chief Hare and Chief Phelps today, and things seem to be getting somewhat better in their departments. I know they've gone through some COVID issues with some people, and they've had to try to field the best they can, and glad things are getting to get better there. And certainly want to keep them in our thoughts and prayers as well, all their families, as they continue to battle through this and move forward. But we appreciate all that they're doing, and thank them for having to do the things they have to do in this tough time. So good reports there. Okay, it's now time for the city council to consider the selection to fill the appointment, the vacancy of Councilmember Ben Willis, who started at the Western Piedmont Council of Governments yesterday. And I happened to have to talk to the Council of Governments today and ask him how he was doing. They said he's plowing through some waters down there, trying to get acclimated to what's going on. But we wish former Councilman Ben Willis the best as he moves forward there. But it's now time for the council to make a consideration. We want to thank the individuals who came forward and submitted their names to us and their information to us to consider serving. We have some good ones, and thank you for that. Fortunately, we have to make a decision of one person to serve in this seat, and we would hope that others that are not part of this right now, but we hope they would consider being a part of maybe a board or whatever commission of the city. We have some seats that are open, and we have some that will be open, and we'd like for you to consider that as being a part of the city. We appreciate your interest and in wanting to be involved in that. So now I'll turn it to the council if they have a recommendation for the filling of this particular seat.
Mayor, I'd like to speak on this if I may.
Yes, sir.
Like the rest of the council, I've had a chance to carefully study this. It's a critical position. It's some big shoes to fill because Ben was active, as Joe has said during the last meetings, not just at the council level, but on the COG level and the state and even the national level. So it's a big slot to fill, even though it's just for 2 years. I've looked at the experience of each one based on the information they've submitted, the resumes and the other critical criteria for us to consider. Each of you candidates, the two that are here this evening and those listening, have a lot to offer. In my mind, I have made a choice, and I would like to recommend this to the board, and I would like to recommend that the board consider Kent Greer for the position to fill the 2-year term balance from Mr. Willis's vacancy.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember Perdue. We have a recommendation from Councilmember Perdue that we would consider Mr. Kent Greer for the seat on the city council. Is there anyone else that would like to make a nomination or consideration? If not, we will close that, and I will turn it over to the council then for if you have any discussion or anything you'd like to say, or we'll call for a vote to consider the candidate. All right.
Is that a motion, Mr. Perdue?
Yeah, I make that in the form of a motion.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, TJ, that not a recommendation, it is a motion for the council to consider my nomination of Kent Greer for this position.
Okay. We have a motion from Councilmember Perdue, consideration of Mr. Kent Greer for the remaining seat, term of this seat on the city council. No other discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. That carries unanimously. Mr. Greer, welcome. Thank you for your consideration. Michael Correcia, thank you very much for your consideration on it, and we hope that you will consider doing some things with us, and we'd like to certainly talk to you about that if you're interested in that. What we will do, Mr. Greer, for you is that on February the 11th at our strategic planning retreat, we certainly would invite you to be there, and we also would like to do the swearing-in ceremony at that retreat at Blue Ridge that morning. I think we're starting it at 8:30. Your family would be welcome to be there that morning for the swearing-in ceremony, and then we'll shoot some pictures and do some things of that, and then we'll put you to work and go right on into the budget retreat of that day on that. So congratulations to you. Thank you very much for that. Anything you'd like to say?
Very humble. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for considering to want to be a part of that. We
So
certainly-
I would like to Mike, you've got a lot to offer, and I certainly appreciate your interest, and I hope that you will get with the mayor about a board vacancy or something in our city to learn even more and let that be a path forward. And so I do thank you, and I hope you will act on that.
I do appreciate
thank you. We
Thank you.
certainly do appreciate
Thank you,
that
Mike.
very much. Very much. Okay, anything else to come before us tonight with the council? Last call. Okay. If not, we stand adjourned.